Was good, players' choice. Get this thing started. Don't L host me. I apologize for starting 3 minutes late. I'm waiting for Bama. It is officially college football Saturday. So happy Saturday. I will say it is week 0 of the college football season. Welcome to Open Field. Let me make sure I throw this link in here. Please, if you want to come on Open Field, we're going to be talking about obviously college football, obviously a little bit of Trey Lance to the Cowboys, definitely some topics that if you got any smoke, come up here and say it. I'm about to throw this link in here. And listen, I advise you if you want to come on Open Field, please have your camera. We'll be more reluctant to bring you up if you don't have a camera. But yeah, there's space for everybody. I'm going to throw this thing up. If you want to be a member of Players' Choice, the link is below. Shout out to our gold members, Hermayez, MR, Terry, IDWC, Avion Plumber, Damian Shoulders, and the Hall of Fame crew, legends, everybody out there. We appreciate you. So let me kick this thing off. I think Ben will show up soon. Throw this in here, and let's get to it. As y'all can see, the title of the show is clearly about Caleb Williams. Will he repeat as a Heisman for 2023? I'm confident that it could happen. I would love to hear some of y'all thoughts on that. Also, would love to hear some of y'all thoughts on. Trey Lance going to the Cowboys, because I didn't see that coming. I actually really like the move. I think it was aggressive by Jerry Jones. You got to still always think about the future. I think Dak has some of the biggest pressure of any quarterback in the league right now going into this season, because I think he's highly scrutinized. I think some of it is because he wears that star on his helmet. I think also some of it is a little warranted because of some of the ways he's performed. But with that being said, it is a win or lose league, whether you want to hear that or not. And the reason why quarterbacks get on the hot seat like this is because of the fact that you got to win or lose games, and you're the Dallas Cowboys. Random, Dev, how you folks doing? My God,
how we doing?
Saturday, man.
I'm chilling. I'm watching that Notre Dame game right now, and my God,
I'm about to go to this JSU versus South Carolina State game in a little bit.
Oh yeah, actually, I put a little bet in. Today. I definitely gambled on. Actually, I think I gambled on every single college.
Yes, man, zero.
So let me tell you. Let me give y'all my ticket real quick. I got Notre Dame minus 20.5.
They were up 14 before I came up the stairs, so it looked good.
Awesome. Jacksonville State money line over UTEP. I got UMass plus 7. Ohio upset. My first underdog, my only underdog of the day. Ohio at San Diego State. I love the upset there. Go Bobcats. I got Jackson State over South Carolina State money line. I got a spooky one, plus 17.5. Hawaii at Vanderbilt in Nashville. And then, obviously I'm a big Caleb Williams guy. I'm going USC minus 30.5 over minus 30.5.
Crazy.
J-Rob,
20 to win 1,200.
They cooking them. They cooking. Notre Dame cooking right now. They up 28 at halftime.
How is Sam Hartman look so far?
He looks good. He looks.
I haven't watching the game.
He looks good.
He looks poised.
Yeah, he looks very good. But my problem is
Dark Horse Heisman.
They may not have the weapons.
On the topic of Heisman, let's just get into the Heisman talk. So obviously the title of the show is Caleb Williams will repeat as Heisman for 2023. Now, before I get into what I think, I would love to know everybody up here, starting with Random, Tegan, Dev, then Grant, all in just in order. Heisman favorite, Heisman dark horse. So your pick to win it, and then somebody that you can see rolling up into New York at the 11th hour because of the type of year they have.
AKA Max Duggan.
AKA Max Duggan.
So obviously I'm with a lot of people. Caleb Williams, he's the one. Like the way they were talking about Trevor Lawrence a few years ago when he was getting ready to come out, he's the one. They're giving him Patrick Mahomes comparisons. My only problem is he's my favorite because I think you're dumb if you don't say he's your favorite, but I don't think he's gonna win it. I just don't think so. Because think about, like, to give you an example, remember when Lamar won it, right? His next year was, when you look at his stats and all that, it was better. But you know, the Heisman, I think more than a lot of awards, is more narrative. It's more all of a sudden, especially if you're doing it for like a lower school, lower looking school, you'll get Heisman votes. And even if you're not going to win it, you're going to take it from somebody who probably deserves it. So that's what I'm thinking. So unless Caleb is coming out, we're talking he's doing stuff we haven't seen before, and he's leading USC to the playoff. That's the only way I think he wins it. Like, he's doing where like NFL people are like, yo, like even Jim Nance on Sunday Night Football is like, did you see Caleb Williams on Saturday? Right. Like, that's the only way. In terms of dark horse, I haven't been in too much in my bag this season, but like he said, Max Duggan is my dude. I'm watching him a lot. I think he also, that redemption story, because how they got worked in the playoff.
Max Duggan is in the NFL, bro.
Oh, no. What am I talking about? Then I'm done. Let me stop talking. Go ahead. I'm tripping. For some reason, I kept thinking like, oh, he's gonna be back in TCU. We chilling. I'm done.
He's on the Chargers roster. He is backing up Justin Herbert right now.
Okay, so
I agree with what Random says. I didn't think with Caleb Williams. I think he's gonna have the numbers and gaudy numbers, but I feel like
it's such a narrative.
I have a bad feeling. Yeah, I feel like a bad feeling when the narrative is going to be like this. If he doesn't make the playoffs, or if USC doesn't have a better record than last year, and they might not give it to him versus someone like who I think is who have a good year, like Jaden McDaniels. I think he's going to finish I think he's going to be finished top 3. Like, let's say Jaden McDaniels has LSU go undefeated and they make the playoffs versus Caleb Williams. They have Caleb Williams has a better number, but they have a one-loss team. I feel like they might lean with McDaniels. Because he said, "Oh, SEC, LSU in the playoff, and if they're number one, and if they're undefeated, that means they're the number 1 team in the country." So it's like they kind of got that leeway. So I think, I think Caleb Williams is going to be the best quarter. I think we all know he's the best quarterback in college football.
He's the best quarterback.
Yeah, he's the best quarterback.
And hopefully, if somehow, some way, UNC has a good record, like, I think Drake May can begin that guy because their team is depleted right now.
I don't think they have the defense. I don't think they have the defense.
But that's the thing, though, Gerald.
I don't think no matter what he does with his numbers, I just don't think they'll ever have the defense to be able to help him.
Because I think
so. Bama, we asking. Hold on, we just random Bama.
Yeah.
We just asking. I'm asking. We just getting right into the title. Will Caleb repeat as the Heisman? We're asking Heisman favorite, and then your dark horse, like 11th hour. Max Duggan makes it to New York. In December, nobody sees it coming.
Hey, I already got the beef for that. Leave me alone.
But I'm just saying, this is what happened. No, but Tigger made a good point. Example, Max Duggan, because everybody woke up in December, it's like, oh shit, TCU is like guy, right? Is undefeated.
J-Rock remembers I was hyping up TCU when they were like barely winning games.
You called that turnaround. You called that turnaround 100%.
Oh, Michael Penix, my dark horse. If I didn't say
Oh, I like Michael Penix.
Hold on. I see a lot of people in the chat say Marvin Harrison Jr. has a receiver won.
Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith. But I don't think who's his quarterback this year? What's his how are they talking about him?
We don't know. OSU. I don't think OSU hasn't come out to name a starter yet. So,
and also I think with Marvin Harrison, I think their receiving core is also better when Javonte won it, John Mechie got injured as well. And I think was Waddle hurt too that year.
Yeah, the year
people got mad at him because he came back for the championship game, right?
Won it, Jalen got hurt throughout there, and he was on pace to probably have a big. He was averaging 25 yards.
He was going crazy. Yeah,
he probably would have led the nation in all purpose too. Because you remember this when he was returning. This when he was returning kicks and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's why I felt. That's why I felt Kirby. Kirby went 10-1 that year, and missed out on the Final Four, and he was like, "Bro, we played Alabama with Jalen Waddle. Nobody else used him like, and y'all finna let." Hey, y'all go penalize us for that? Like, come on, man. Like, I felt this pain right there because that was a solid season he had with Munn. That was a solid season he had right there. But my dark horse, I'm just go straight with my dark horse, bro. Meal ticket, Bama. They doubting the boy out. They talking crazy. They talk. See, this is what I want to say, man. Include me, bro. This is why I gotta apologize, bro. Y'all got real fucking nasty, and I gotta cuss, bro. Y'all got real nasty with Jalen Milroe when how he went out there and performed versus Arkansas and them other teams, and y'all didn't take a step back and realize y'all didn't realize that this kid was a freshman, bro. I'm just saying, bro. Like that essentially, bro. That was a child, bro, and he never had a chance to develop because let's just be honest, bro.
Bro, you playing that Bama? We don't got time for that. Okay,
that is true too. Bama,
it ain't no
time for that.
We don't got time for that.
It ain't no. You do have time for that. You need time for that, bro. We ain't already watched that movie before when you just throw a quarterback out there and you don't even get to see him to develop. Jalen Hurts. Like it looked real bad, bro. And then by the time he gets somewhere where he can develop, it's already at the tail end of his football season, bro. That's what you're supposed to be there freshman through a senior year for. That's what you're supposed to freshman.
Yeah, but Bama, they playing freshmen now. Like, especially at a place like Bama, where the minute you step on the field, the fan all the way in the top rows. Like,
I don't know where y'all get that from though.
Like, when are we winning the championship? When are we winning?
They playing freshmen, bro. But now you going chasing after you. Everybody's not going to be a Trevor Lawrence. Everybody not going to be a
but look,
everybody not going to be a Deshaun Watson. Everybody not going to come in like a Lamar Jackson.
I got you, Bama.
You going chasing unicorns, so now you going to sell a kid.
Bama, we not chasing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm chasing you. I'm not saying that dude is Trevor Lawrence or whatever. I'm saying the minute they name you the starting quarterback at Alabama, which legitimately it felt like every other year for a while they was winning the shit.
Expectations.
That's expectations. That's okay. So don't get mad about the things that you've done. Don't get mad about the things that you've done. Bro, every time Aaron Rodgers stepped on the field, what were they saying? You win the Super Bowl this year?
Do they need a high-end quarterback to win a natty? We just watched Stetson Bennett back to back.
Not really.
Well, I mean, Bama never had high-end quarterbacks.
It's not even, but I don't.
That's why they getting back.
But you also Stetson Bennett was also.
They're going to roll the ball.
20, but that Stetson Bennett was also 25.
Yeah, he's been there for grit.
At the end of the day, stop doing that though. Stop doing Stetson.
No, I'm not trying to know he's nice, but what I'm saying is,
he's very experienced.
I'm not saying,
but that is clearly an advantage that he had.
I'm not saying that as a gripe, but what I'm saying is that he was more than capable because he has so much experience.
That's a clear advantage that
he's not gonna go out there and make bonehead decisions. Kids are still going to make kid decisions. Stetson Bennett just utilized all the talent around him, knowing that he got a brain and knows how to read a defense. Mm-hmm. He made the most of it. Good on him.
Absolutely.
But Jalen Milroe, we're going to see because at the end of the day, Bama, I feel you that he's a kid. Let's be real. Fans at Alabama don't give a damn if he was a kid. They want to know. We want to go to the Natty. We're getting ready for the playoffs. If y'all go to the Peach Bowl to play the 12th ranked Penn State at the end of the year, it's not a success.
All the dudes going to the NFL they already left.
Wait, so is he named the starter over Ty Simpson right now, or they haven't announced it yet?
Well, they don't have a starter yet.
Which means J-Rob.
But hold on. Let's not before we get into that. I do want to because we'll get lost talking about Jalen Milroe. I want Grant and Tegan's Heisman and Heisman dark horses.
Go ahead, Grant.
All right, so my Heisman favorite is I have two because I can't decide. So Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels, because I think Jaden Daniels is really going to perform extremely well with LSU this season, and I think it's going to put him in the race. And then dark horse, I'd have to say maybe Jordan Travis. I think if FSU is built the way I feel like they're going to be, and they win the ACC, he has to be at least in the going to New York.
Hold on real quick, Jerry. I got a question. So when you're talking dark horses, my some reason my mind's like who's going to have the best story as the season's winding down. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking Let me. I'm gonna ask a question about a player, but let me wait for Tegan just because maybe I don't want to take one of his guys.
All right, go ahead.
So obviously the betting favorite is Caleb Williams.
Right, easily.
It's crazy.
My favorite pick, my favorite guy. I had it on last open field. J-Rob don't want to hear it. It's gonna be Bo Nix. Bo Nix is good. Bodacious.
He's coming up on Stetson Bennett territory too.
He's about to go bodacious this
year. They already got the billboard.
I like it.
He's gonna have every opportunity at the end of the year to prove himself in a rivalry game, potentially go to the Pac-12 championship. You don't have to win the Pac-12 championship to win the Heisman. Just look at Caleb Williams. And my dark horse, I think he's almost become undervalued. I mean, I could say Connor Wigman, but I don't know if A&M's going to win enough games. But it's going to be probably Cade Klubnik. I'm more lenient that Clemson's going to be the team that comes out of the ACC. And Klubnik.
Look at that.
Well, I'm just saying, you saw
propaganda.
Dev loves Clemson this year.
Yeah, the offensive coordinator at Clemson got Duggan to New York. Max Duggan, who's just, I mean, he's a veteran quarterback, but he never had that elite talent. Klubnik came out of high school, a 5-star. He was the number 1 quarterback in his class, and now he's getting an offensive coordinator that's going to fit the bill. Clemson just needs to have better wide receivers. And that's weird to say because Clemson
is crazy. They were pumping out.
We only have one. We only have one. That number 0, Antonio. I forgot his last name. But he's our only receiver.
Hold on. Did they have? Was it Martavis Bryant? They had
DeAndre Hopkins.
At one point, they
just
bumped them out. I'm like, yo, what are we doing? Clemson got a Chico. We need to study them.
Hey, the transfer portal, man. Like,
Hunter Renfrow was from Clemson too.
Mm-hmm.
He's from South Carolina, yeah,
for 9 years.
I'd probably for me, I'm actually gonna take Caleb to go back to back with the Heisman. He'll be my favorite going into the year. And the only reason I'm gonna say that is because let me just pull up his schedule, y'all, and let me tell y'all every quarterback that he's gonna play this year. And if he can get, I think they can legitimately lose one game, and he can still go back to back with the schedule he has.
I was gonna ask you, J-Rob, do they play more this year?
So look, let me give you. So let me give you their full schedule, and I'll tell you the quarterbacks that he's going to see that are going to matter. So the quarterback he actually plays tonight at San Jose State has led the Mountain West in passing, throwing, and yards this past year. But outside of that, he's going to go against Jaden Rashada, who, let's just say, for example, if he's good as a freshman, he'll be a good matchup. Then you play Shedeur Sanders.
I'm about to say they're gonna hype the hell out of that Colorado game.
You're gonna play Shedeur Sanders at Colorado. You're gonna play Sam Hartman at Sam Hartman.
And you got Notre Dame.
You're gonna play what's the quarterback's name at Utah?
Cam Rising.
Cam Rising. You're gonna play Cam Rising at your place. If he's healthy, you play Cam Rising at your place.
He balled out last year.
You're gonna stomp Cal. Then you're gonna play Michael Penix at his house at your place, and then you're gonna play Bo Nix at Bo Nix. So in Eugene, you're October 21st to November 11th. No, actually, I'm lying. Let me go from September 30th to November 11th. I'm gonna say November 18th because if Dante Moore is Colorado, because if Dante Moore, that's why I said September 30th. If Dante
don't say anymore, man.
But
let me ask my question.
If Dante Moore is good too, it's gonna be literally Caleb Williams is going to be playing against potential 1st through 3rd round quarterbacks in the NFL drafts for either this year or next year or 2026.
That's a playoff game.
Yeah, it's a playoff. Yo, he's playing multiple playoff games. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Caleb Williams has, like, if he runs the gauntlet, you got to give him a real shot at this thing. But my dark horse, and also kind of like, I guess you wouldn't consider him a dark horse. I would probably say my real dark horse is Michael Penix over in Washington because I think he has first round ability dripping all over him. I'm also might be a little biased to Seattle. I want him to be great. But my other dark horse is Jaden Daniels. You go out, you beat Florida State opening week, which is going to be a great game. That game's going to be a movie. I love Jordan Travis, love Wilson, love Keon Coleman, love Jared Verse. And then you run the gauntlet. You got to play Alabama. You run the gauntlet. Jaden Daniels could 100%. Because I think he's the best quarterback in LSU in the SEC right now is Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he's a dark horse, really.
I forgot.
I don't think he's a dark horse if you think about it.
No, he's probably not, but I'm gonna just say him because of the fact that
who finna
the
win
fullback
that
got
Heisman.
100.
Yeah.
Oh no, what are we talking about? Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna let y'all know who gonna win that Heisman. Everybody gonna be sick.
No, so the only reason,
ticket.
the only reason I'm saying like it's going to be, first of all, only 2 players in college football history won 2, right?
Yeah, it hasn't happened often.
Yeah, and
no,
Tim Tebow and
Tebow didn't do it.
No, it wasn't Tim
Tebow. Didn't do it twice.
No, he played.
He won 2 national championships. My bad. So that's Archie Griffin then, because he won it back to back. So the only reason I'm saying it's going to be really hard for Caleb Williams to win it. He got to ball out, man. It'd be unquestioned.
But he is going to ball out.
He is going to ball out.
But he has this. You have to have the schedule too. He'll have the stats. He has the schedule too.
I mean, he has to be.
He has a narrative.
Yeah, in order for him to win it, like it has to be like by far and away. Like this is no question, because they're going because obviously there's always that random person that comes out. Like let's just say, for instance, I'm just gonna throw this random name out there, Shedeur Sanders. Let's just say Colorado balls out.
Thank you. He gonna win it. That's my favorite.
They'll give it to him. They'll give it to him because
as they should.
First year in Colorado, prime. You already got all the prime. Notoriety. He's prime son, and they ball out. And they look at Colorado's schedule too.
Yeah, Colorado's schedule too.
It'll be start off TCU.
It'll be between him and Travis though, because if Travis bug out too, because you gotta remember Travis playing both ways. Yeah. So you know how they look at shit like that right there. So if he bug out, especially getting probably like 7-8 picks, get probably the same thing, same amount of touchdowns, probably go for K receiver.
Yeah,
I could see Travis getting.
You're a little low, J-Rob.
Travis solid though. Shedeur could get it too though. Like I don't know, bro. I don't think Caleb Williams is the best quarterback.
I like the story is perfectly there for Shedeur. If obviously everything has to go right.
It might be a year early for Shedeur.
I agree with you, but let's just say they figured out first year. Plus their schedule is, at least in my opinion, is a little bit. It's tough, but you got all the you play Bo Nix. And then right after that, you play. You go back to back with Caleb Williams. You find a way to beat both of those. People talking about him like he's a front runner. If they only lost one game, they're talking about him. He's a front runner, and he balls out. Like
I'm looking at. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the one person I want to ask you, J-Rob, was the quarterback at Kansas before he got hurt, because I know he was starting to get.
He's tough. He is tough.
Jalen down. Like I think so with him, because especially his storylines for him too. Kansas has been bad for so long.
He's not going to win enough games. You got to understand, like Heisman candidates, really, you can only really lose like 2 games. You understand? Like it can't be, you can't really lose multiple games. Like it's not going to work.
Doing a crazy carry.
He was like, look at what he was doing last year before he got hurt.
Like Lamar's Heisman season, he lost 4 games.
But the carry job, that's the exception.
But the carry job was crazy. And at one point, were they 7th? At one point, were they 7th in the country? I mean, 3rd in the nation.
And you have to have a major upset. If you're doing a carry job, you have to be like the highest ranked team on your schedule.
Yeah.
And they beat
Manziel versus Alabama. Think of RG3 against Oklahoma. Think of all those guys. They didn't win. They weren't in the national title race, but
and all the 2 guys I mentioned, they both have those in their schedule. Obviously, Shedeur with USC, even Oregon, and then Jalen Daniels got Texas, even though they're ranked 11th.
Don't be surprised if Marvin Harrison Jr. pulls a rabbit out of his hat and ends up.
I was going to say
them not having a quarterback, if anything, helps him.
It does help him a lot. It does.
I'd say the only thing with Marvin Harrison, J-Rob, he does have another good receiver next to him that could take touches away from him and Mecca.
But it's Marvin Harrison first, and everybody else eats second.
True, that's fact. That is fact too.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison's. I just looked this up. His current odds right now to win the Heisman are plus 2,000. So I mean, like
any running backs?
Can Sam
the running back from Michigan was getting
out there, and can Sam Harden go out there and make something happen?
He has opportunity. They play USC. They play Ohio State.
Look at their schedule.
You know who else got a possibility to really bug out, bro? Quinn Ewers, bro. Man, I'll sleep on that boy.
It's not about Quinn.
J-Rob got Texas in the playoffs, bro.
Man, Quinn.
I do got Texas in the playoffs.
Is this the first year they're officially?
And the thing is, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna give y'all the hottest take. I'm gonna give y'all the hottest take. Let me give y'all the hottest take about Texas real quick, then, before you go. Quinn Ewers will not finish the season as the quarterback for the Texas Longhorns. It will be Malik Murphy by the end of the year. I'm just letting y'all know right now.
By play or by injury?
I play.
Hell no. Because I was just about to point that out.
Play.
Because I watched that spring game, bro. Everybody in America, including bro, they damn near forced start the damn near
they forced starting Quinn. I think they forced starting Quinn.
Wait, let me get my take. They forced him to start Archie, man. That boy Quinn really went out there and took that shit straight back from him.
I mean, they want Archie to be the
they
one.
They wanted Archie bad, bro. You saw it, but
yeah, and plus really you got that Manny machine behind you,
bro.
Like
Quinn really went out there balling, bro. His release, his mechanics, bro, everything was on point, bro. Like
what's the like? Just did they redshirt him, or is he still on the active roster for Archie?
They have 4 games to decide whether they want to redshirt him or not. If he plays more than 4 games or appears in 4 games or more, they can't redshirt him.
I like that. I like that thing, by the way. I like that rule. I like
that rule came out literally right. That rule came out literally while I was still in school, like right at the end of it. Didn't matter.
Yes. So Quinn, the thing with Quinn, man,
Joe Montana.
After I watched every single snap of his game last year. And I watched the Alabama game, which was his best game before he got hurt. And then the worst game was against TCU because TCU put 3 down linemen and dropped everyone back and said, Quinn, you beat us. And Quinn would throw it into double coverage or force the ball. And his footwork was atrocious. He would force plays. But you got to realize he was basically a freshman last year. He came out of high school early, a year early, went to Ohio State.
So he educational like that, huh?
Yeah. And then came to Texas. And this is his first time getting his feet wet. I think Quinn Ewers in a Sarkisian offense with Xavier Worthy, A.D. Mitchell, Cedric Baxter, and a great offensive line and a underrated defense. I mean, there's no reason for them not to go 11-1. I think they.
I think people forgot how good Quinn Ewers was coming out of high school, like how highly rated he was.
Rated quarterback.
Damn.
Vince Young was a 1.0 rated quarterback. I believe Arch Manning was, or at least for a period of time, was a 1.0 rated quarterback.
He was for a period of time.
That's true.
Yeah.
And they got Rice to start, and then Alabama right after that. You want to talk about a way to announce yourself to the world early in the season? They're at Alabama. They're at Alabama.
That's gonna be another good game, but I think
Alabama.
I think that dynamic might be a little different because
he was balling against Alabama.
I think the reason why it's gonna be different, bro. Nick Saban brought up the biggest point. That's why I was like, Bryce should have won the fucking Heisman. Alabama was just a Bryce merchant last year. Even the receivers, bro, they ran sloppy routes. What was that sorry ass dude? Bill O'Brien used to call the sorriest motherfucking.
I don't know why y'all hiring him
ever. Because Nick Saban
can do what he wants.
It's Nick Saban. Who's gonna say no?
Why not? But you realize you can't. It's just some stuff you can't do. Pete Golden and Bill O'Brien both at the same time. Nah, but
you can only take one coach to rehabilitate. You can't take two.
Exactly. You can't take two. And then you making them both play call. Like, nah, bro. Like that shit finna sink so quick. But
I mean, at this point in his career, he's an overseer now, right? I mean, sure, he still goes in there and coaches.
That's why I like that pickup. That's why I like to pick up old boy from Notre Dame because he's somebody young, fiery. Nick Saban ain't got to do as much. Like he was really babysitting last year with Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, and that's the only thing, man. I say about Alabama because like Bryce was a playmaker. Like Bryce was making up for
the
lack of talent.
Bryce or bust. I used to say it, Bryce or bust.
And this year, I don't think Alabama can afford to be a quarterback or bust because that's a lot of pressure on like a young quarterback because Bryce was experienced and very talented. I believe in Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson as well, but that's a lot to ask for guys who are in their first year starting. So I do expect their receivers to take a step up and probably go back a little bit to old school Bama, like to rely more on the running game. Y'all still gonna air it out, but I feel like. Because you know what Alabama do. Y'all going to run the ball and play some defense. And y'all still going to win some games until, like, we see how good the quarterbacks develop. Then y'all can, like, get back to, like, what y'all was doing with Tua, Mac Jones. As long as you give you Mac Jones, I'm not saying he has to be, like, Bryce. But if you give you Mac or Tua, that's good enough.
The reason why I say he's going to be a little bit that too, but the reason why Miro going to be better than what you thought, man, he played that whole Texas A&M game as a little rookie, bro. Like, Even though it wasn't as pretty as everybody just think, bro, that experience is good. All experience.
He is a freak athlete, though. I'm not gonna lie. I see him lifting.
It don't matter whether you was just shitty out there or not, bro. Like you got that experience. You know what it feel like. To play
come on, what we talking about? Don't disrespect me like that.
But the thing is, I would have a lot more faith.
And then our receivers, our backup receivers was all freshmen. So we got Jacoby Brooks coming back. Along Isaiah Bond, Kobe Prentice.
Jermaine Burton wasn't a freshman.
Who?
Jermaine Burton wasn't a freshman.
Maybe they lose 2 games the whole season. Bama does. I'm looking at.
I don't know why he transferred.
Maybe they lose 2 games.
Oh no, he went
over. Oxy wilding right now. He's saying they might win 7 games. I don't know nothing.
Bama, but I like Quinn, bro. Quinn is a good quarterback. They got to play Bama. That might be his only loss. But besides that, I could see him running the whole Big 12.
Yeah, I really do like Texas this year. I'm a big Xavier Worthy fan as well. I think he's the second best receiver in college.
They have no excuses not to run the table. I mean, if you lose a random game to Tech, if you lose a random game to Kansas State, like that's what they've been doing for the past couple of years. Texas can't afford to do that.
Like, they can.
So, Tegan, I have a question for you. What team you think is gonna fold though, other than Notre Dame? Because that's probably an easy answer. What team you think you see fold?
I don't think Notre Dame's gonna fold. I don't think so. Their schedule.
Speaking of that, they just scored again.
Yeah.
35.
Yeah, that quarterback's nice. He's been playing very well.
He looks solid. Like I'm watching.
Listen. I know Wake Forest. When we played at Wake Forest last year, he did it dirty.
I got 2 teams that I think could fold that are highly rated. And fold can mean multiple things. It could just mean you didn't meet your expectations.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think Florida State does. I honestly think Florida State doesn't meet the expectations of like people think of going into the playoff. They have the ceiling of it. I don't think they reach it. And I also think that LSU is overrated. I think the LSU hype train to get them top 5. I think people are looking at
Tell Colin Cowherd to get off that
and
meat,
ignoring the questions. I think
people
are ignoring the questions of LSU. And just
I agree with that.
Good.
What's that one defensive player that LSU got? He's like really good. That linebacker, his name like
Harold
Perkins. Harold Perkins, bro. I'm not like he's a stud. I'm not like he's
great. He's great. But also, like people forget against Arkansas, that entire offense flamed out. And if Arkansas didn't have their backup quarterback in, by the way, for the 8 sacks that Harold Perkins had, was playing QB contain against a backup freshman quarterback at Arkansas. Now, he got the 4 sacks, but he was just dropping back and running contain, and the quarterback was running for his life. Jaden Daniels has to improve as a passer. They have to get more production outside of Malik Neighbors, who I think is overrated. And that running back room, who has been hyped up every offseason, has disappointed every regular season. They massively surpassed expectations. I'm not moving the goalpost. But to have them as probably winning the SC West over an Alabama team that I think is going to be way better, I think people are ignoring things.
How about we just name how long is Jim Harbaugh out?
3 games.
3 games.
3 games.
Coach. I'm already saying it now. They're gonna lose at Penn State.
If it's a whiteout game, yes,
it's a whiteout game.
It's not a whiteout game. It's not
a whiteout. It's a 9 a.m. It's a 9 a.m. kick, but I still think they lose that game.
Yeah, Iowa's
they lose them. Jim Harbaugh been showing us they lose that one game late. They lose that game or they lose to Ohio State. Michigan's the one that's not going to make it.
Penn State has to beat either Ohio State or Michigan this year. One of the two. Though they've dominated the rest of the Big Ten.
Yeah, I might have to call for Ryan. Yeah, I might have to call to pack Ryan Day up if we don't beat Michigan.
Whoa, did you already put him on fraud watch?
If you're losing on 3rd year in a row,
I'm gonna tell you why I'm putting him on fraud watch, because we dead should have beat Georgia, bro. We dead should have beat them boys. I don't give a damn. Like, if you don't get, he should have kept the pedal on the metal with that play calling. Use your playmakers. The clear advantage that we had in that game was we had better outside weapons than y'all had in the secondary, and we didn't completely utilize those playmakers, I think, to the best of our ability. And I think with CJ Stroud showing that he could run a bit, that was also a big dynamic in that game because they wasn't really accounting for his legs. So, I'm definitely Ryan Day. all right, it's time to be the coach of the Buckeyes. We got different.
And not only that, J-Rob, he does have some losses on his resume where Ohio State fans could be mad at him about, the one against Clemson, obviously against Georgia, the 2 against Michigan, and if he loses to Michigan again this year, it's not going to look good.
Don't understand. Drink more water. Fire coach has 45-6.
Yeah, drink more water. College football different.
It's not. Yeah, bro, come on with this cookie cutter shit.
Cut it out with this. Cut it out with this cookie cutter shit.
I have friends that are Michigan fans.
Cookie cutter shit up. We lost to Michigan 2 years in a row. That's
and I have friends that are Ohio State fans, and they'll tell you the same thing. No game matters. You can lose.
You can lose all your games.
You can lose all your games, but you have to beat Ohio State.
Rankings and records do not matter in rivalry games.
Yeah,
they don't matter.
I remember, Tegan. You remember the year?
One of the biggest rivalries in the history of the sport.
Do you remember the year Ohio State was out with sanctions from the Jim Tressel era? In the last game of the year, I think we damn near went. It was when Braxton Miller was at quarterback. We went to Michigan at Michigan, beat their ass. That was our Super Bowl, bro. It put a beating Michigan for Ohio State that year, especially with everything. It was like, who cares that we go to a bowl game? We're finishing the season with a win over Michigan. That's all that matters.
Drink more water. Yeah. Obviously, the season isn't one game. And you could say it's a bad mentality. It's the reality of what Ohio State is. The
reality of what college sports is.
It's what's going to happen to Ohio State. They are a big enough program where they can go get any coach in the country that they want. They could go probably bring back Urban Meyer if they fire him.
Facts.
And only that, no, we've seen it happen before. We've seen coaches with great records and good coaches get fired before. Even recently, I'm trying to think of a good coach who got fired recently. I can't think on top of my head.
2012. I don't remember, Nick. It's one of those years, but we definitely.
But it just happened.
No, he was saying it wasn't 2011. I know it was one of them years, but it was on sanctions for 2-3 seasons. Go ahead, Dev. My bad.
No. I was saying I was trying to think of an example of other coaches that were having good record that got fired because they'll lose the game, but it happens. Actually, John Harbaugh, for example, beating my career at Ohio State. Whatever. I can't talk.
Well, I think the one thing we have to understand is also Jim Harbaugh chose Michigan. He knew what was coming with that. He played there. He knows how the culture is. If he went to, Louisville, if they were 45-6, they give him the biggest contract extension they could give him. If that was his record, but it also depends on where you're going. I think, especially with NFL fans who dip into college football, you gotta understand, man, it's different. It's different in college.
It's if you worked at Alabama, and you was losing to Auburn, bro, you would have to be on the hot seat.
It's a wrap.
You can't be just losing to Auburn.
Saban, you lose to Auburn 3 years in a row. They're looking.
They're talking about you different. They're talking about you different.
They're gonna ask you what's going on. They ask you what's going on. How do you lose to Auburn 3 years straight?
Georgia's losing to Florida.
Yeah, they get.
I'm looking at you funny.
Oklahoma losing to Texas. Years in a row.
Oh yeah, Oklahoma, Texas. Yeah, you can't get
Texas.
You're right. No, right.
Mississippi State,
USC, UCLA, all these rivalries matter. So it's you could have a winning record, but you got there's
it's not a level playing field.
It's not. It's not.
Ole Miss, Mississippi State's one of them too.
Yeah. You got 10 wins. You got 10 wins because you was busting up on Indiana and Northwestern Illinois. Yeah. Nobody care about that.
I feel I feel mad confident in my Michigan.
The funny thing about the Egg Bowl was it started because of a riot because the two fans.
My boy Penny is in here not playing around. You see the hat, windbreaker roaring. Oh man,
comes all the FSU propaganda.
All that to lose to LSU. That's crazy.
Oh man, Penny's not here to play around.
Yo, Penny, y'all were talking that cash money shit. We were gonna lose to LSU last year, and before they beat Bama, we beat them bitches.
You got it spitting right now.
So Penny, what's going to be the score? What's going to be the score opening week? FSU LSU.
Yo,
don't lie now.
Y'all know what kind of fan I am. I am I'm a skeptical fan until I see. So I haven't thought that far ahead, man.
Yeah, he had thought that far ahead. He just don't want to put that delusion.
He don't put that delusion out there yet. He don't
put that. We beating them 45-20. It ain't gonna be close. You just don't want to say
it. See, y'all need to chill out, man. Ain't nobody saying all that, man. Because
I don't know, man. You got the gear on, you got the hat on.
Yeah, I like the way he came on the show. He came out with
that
energy.
car too, bro. What color car too, Penny? What we talking about?
Here's the reality of it. I mean, they don't have. Where I question is their coach, but we know that LSU got a lot of athletes. I remember Daniels with his first year at ASU. So he capable, man, with his arms and with his legs.
Yep.
Right. So I'm not hating on all that. And we got a lot of additions. It's the first game. Anything can happen in the first game. So what I'm not trying to portray is that anything can't happen in the first game.
Yeah.
The secondary, y'all got to beat LSU's secondary that is ass.
Facts.
You need Jordan Travis to throw the rock and sling it. That is the way you beat LSU because they have a bunch of transfers that are unproven in that secondary. That's
so Penny, let me ask you this: since we talking about your Seminoles, is Jordan Travis going to potentially be in New York for the Heisman Trophy? And my next question is, what are your thoughts on the ACC? Do you think Clemson takes it this year, or do you think it is y'all's to win this year?
So I'm gonna say two controversial statements. Number one, I'm gonna preface all that with fuck Dabo Swinney. I don't give a fuck about Dabo Swinney. Bitch.
Wow.
And Dabo Swinney, I hope you hear this and you listen to this, and I hope you and your wife listen to this also. I'm never gonna forget when you said that if these kids start getting paid, that you will quit. Bitch, quit. Also, I'm never gonna forget when
he cooking right now.
In America, for them that they need to move somewhere else. That's a racist ass statement, bitch. And hear what I'm talking about, and fuck your life. You heard what the fuck I said. Fuck you, Dabo. That's number one. Number two, getting back to what y'all were talking about. Listen, as long as Jordan Travis values possessions and he doesn't resort back to old Jordan Travis, then we're going to be good.
Mm-hmm. Y'all got crazy weapons. Johnny Wilson, Keon Coleman. That's as good as he gets right there.
Real quick, Penny. Why you come at his? Why you say something about? Why you give the same energy to his wife? Did his wife come out and say something?
Nah, because I want their whole family to understand the feel this in my soul, bitch. I hate you because of your proximity to his ass.
Hey man,
some white dude doing something catching a stray.
Clemson's still gonna win.
So they're guilty by association. Is what you're saying?
Yeah. She getting the stray anyway.
Stray, bro. What are you talking about? Damn.
Okay, so outside of FSU, Penny, who else is going to the playoffs?
Ooh.
Colorado versus Alabama in the Natty.
So the other.
Oh my God,
that'd be hilarious.
Who said?
I would love. Yo, Bama, you understand if Colorado goes to the playoffs, Players' Choice has to send us out there, bro.
Man.
They have to. And we bring in Juwan. We bring in Colorado alumni.
I'm sorry, man. Like, I just see it, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, it's
that would be crazy if they do go.
If y'all don't know what's going on with Coach Prime right now, man, the man on the verge.
We coming.
Oh, foot, man.
We coming.
Yeah.
If you around that right now and you get to see that every day, you get to see that go to work. I'm just saying, if I'm a kid playing for Colorado right now, bro, I get up and I get to see that every day, man. How can I not go out there each and every week, bro, and really play like? Bro, at the end of the day, you could say it's Colorado, but my God, bro, they still D1. You feel me? And them boys still put their pads on one leg at a time, just like you do. At the end of the day, you got just as good an athlete that's playing with him as a lot of other teams got. Maybe you ain't got 5 and 6 layers deeper players like some guys got. But at the end of the day, on Saturday, we only could put a limit of motherfuckers out there at a time. Is that right or wrong? Whether you got 55 5-stars or whether I got 40 or 10. We only can put 11 on the field at any given point of the time. So at the end of the day, bro, Ray Lewis said it the best. We got to show them we not the same beast we was 15 minutes ago. This is a new day, a new fight, a new year, a new Colorado, a new Travis Hunter,
team,
a new
completely different roster.
New team. And this ain't Jackson State. This not last year USC. You ain't got the Heisman no more. None of that shit, bro. September 30th. You put your pass on one leg at a time. I put my shit on one leg at a time. We meet out there at the 50. We yell heads or tails. Whoever get it, receive a kick, bro. We got to see out there from there, bro. Like,
and they start them off with a big game.
I'm watching the game right now. North Alabama Division II playing a D1 AA, giving them boys a dog fight. What y'all talking about? They in a dog fight, 7-7 right now. So I mean, at the end of the day, them kids got to
cover the spread. Notre Dame.
They 18 years old.
What was it again, J-Rock?
18 years old. So
20 and a half.
I mean, I don't care.
20 oh, bro.
Damn. You ready for that upset November 20? Bama?
No, Bama. I just want y'all to know, Bama is right. So look, Big Ox Bob said, don't matter how motivated you are if your opponent's extremely more talented. But this is why I say, hold on. Let me just say, hold on. This is why me and Bama have been trying to explain to you numbskulls for the last 4 to 5 months about this Colorado team. Y'all keep talking about a Colorado team that had Connor and Brad and Chad on it for the last 4 years, bro. This new Colorado team is a completely new roster, bro. They going to get the Juwan Mitchells, the Travis Hunters, the Shador Sanders. They're going to get. They got hella Florida State kids. They got the former number one. They had the 20. I think he was 2020 or 2019 number one player in the country out from Washington. He transferred. And this team, in terms of talent, is not the same. Stop saying talent level is so much better when they got the talent to compete. That's why they went and flipped the roster. That's why they had the number one team in the transfer portal. That's why they had one of the top classes going in this year and last year. They're not going to be the same team with this talent. You could go to sleep, Tegan, but when they bust up TCU open week, y'all are going to see that it's going to get ugly, bro. It's going to get ugly. This team is just as talented as the rest of the country, bro. It just
I want to ask you a question. Natty has to be like divine intervention. Yeah. Like
I don't even know the roster. Y'all saying they don't have the trenches. They literally recruited the trenches.
Y'all, I would feel y'all.
Look at the roster.
If they finna get ready to go out there and play the Philadelphia Eagles or something like that, I'll feel y'all, bro. But they finna go play other teams. They just played these same niggas last year. What is y'all talking about, bro? Like, these are the same.
Did they only win one? Did they only win one game last year?
Yo, I can't wait. Y'all gonna be so strong.
It gets no worse than one, bro. It gets no worse than one game.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying they're not gonna be good.
There's not a big difference. Just look at TCU versus Georgia. There can be a gap in esse own Power 5.
But they beat Michigan.
Exactly.
Yo, wait, hold on. No, Tegan, no. Tegan, no. Tegan, no. Tegan, no. TCU, hold on. Let me just throw one thing here. TCU went out there and just pissed down their leg. They weren't 70 points worse. They went out there and pissed and shit their diaper. That's what happened. I'm tired of people saying Georgia is so much better because they beat TCU by 70. No. TCU went down there, pissed down their leg, shit their diaper because they were playing Georgia. Once the moment Georgia scored that first touchdown, they went out there and said, "Oh my God, we're playing Georgia," and they pissed completely down their leg. That had nothing to do with them just being that because that TCU team wasn't 70 points worse than that Georgia team. They just went out there and did not play.
I got a question for Bama real quick though. Let me get this question off. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, you ready for that L November 25th?
Oh hell, man.
Let me look at that.
Let me pull up this schedule.
November. Auburn.
Yeah, the Tigers right here.
Thanksgiving. He said we're gonna get y'all right on Thanksgiving.
Oh, on Thanksgiving. Oh my God,
I'm gonna take that on right now. I'm here for it.
We're gonna hang 50.
I ain't gonna lie, Bama. Y'all schedule is a fucking I'm not gonna lie, Bama. I gotta keep it a buck with you. This is why SEC dad blows mine sometimes.
Yeah, what's your schedule look like?
Your schedule is doo-doo booty, bro.
Their first game
outside of Texas, LSU, and maybe in Tennessee, because I like Bo Million.
They
I
gotta
got
play
the schedule up if you want me to.
They gotta play A&M in Kyle Field.
Yeah.
Hold on, don't forget about Auburn. Y'all gonna see.
Oh, y'all losing by 40, bro. I ain't going.
I'm not
We're not
buying
gonna
Robbie
lose
Ash
by
for
40.
That's funny.
That was almost 40 years ago.
Okay, T.
You
He
gonna pull up that like we ain't seen Bama beat them boys a few times that decade.
He was like 6 when Bebe did that.
That's crazy. It was like that happened in like 2013, didn't it?
Yeah, it was like 2013. We both was undefeated.
Hey.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Bama. I'm not gonna front. This to this day was the greatest. Want to be the greatest moment in football history because you know me, I'm an Alabama hater. I've been an Alabama hater since.
I don't know.
This
if
was
told y'all this.
Oh my god! I was having wet dreams about this as a kid, man.
So I played against that boy right there.
What are we talking about?
That boy right there in the picture.
I love that. I love that.
That ran the kickback in the picture, bro. Bebe, bro. Chris Davis, bro. He caught a pick on us in the back of the end zone. Same type of way. Ran down the sideline. Same way. I was like, bro, that's fucking crazy, bro. Like how the football just go 360.
Major pause, Briscoe.
I love seeing Bama lose, bro. Seeing Bama lose.
That ass in the back of the end zone. Baby ran that shit right down the sideline. Same way.
Nothing gets me off more than seeing Alabama.
You want something a little bit more recent?
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. I don't love
something recent.
I ain't gonna lie.
But y'all see,
nothing more.
Y'all see how I just be like, what series?
Can you pull up the one from last year? Can you pull up the one from last year? Can we get the one from last year? That orange wave. I love to see that orange wave on the Rocky Top, man.
The orange wave is crazy.
I'm a Roll Tide hater. I say it out loud. I'm a Roll Tide hater. And nothing get me off more than watching Alabama lose football games. Oh my God. Hey, if I see Alabama lose a football game, I'm going to sleep.
J-Rob, real quick.
Rob, where's this hatred?
I'm just an Auburn fan, man. That's my only.
No, I know Dr. J.
Where does this hatred come from? One, my favorite team in the SEC is LSU.
Okay.
And so, I was watching them Jordan Jefferson days, all the corny whack, none of that. Everything just had good defense.
To save their life.
Good defenses. But LSU always had my favorite players on it. Tyrann, Pat P. I was big in like Morris Claiborne. Like those was my guys. So it's like, you feel me? Like I always rock with LSU. So
Don't bring up Morris Claiborne.
J-Rob,
don't worry, Cowboy. Cowboy, don't worry, because we about to get into the Cowboys in a minute. No, I'm an Ohio State fan. That's my number one school.
Oh, yes, sir.
Ohio State is my number one school, but I also like if I were to pick a team from every conference that I like LSU, I like USC. But Ohio State is my school though.
And UConn.
I mean, something tells me it's going to be Brown, Tegan. I don't know. Something is just telling me. If it was Kyle McCord, if it was Kyle McCord, it would have came out already, bro. To me, I think it would have came out already. I feel like they wait. I feel like the fact that they waiting too long to announce it means
I don't think quarterback's the issue with Ohio State. Y'all need to make sure your tackles are good because that's what ruins.
Yo, front seven, bro.
No, your front seven's fine. You have JT Tumaoma.
No, but I'm talking about
secondary.
I'm talking about.
Gave out way too many big plays.
True, that's true. But we got this kid, Ebixon from New Jersey, who played at Ole Miss last year. He wears number 1 now. He's gonna be a stud.
Your defense is fine. Y'all just give up way too many big plays. Y'all were like 113th in big plays.
Oh man, look at this! Look at this Lakers shirt.
Hey man, saying that Colorado had Connors and Chads is a compliment. They had some Billies. They had some dudes named Ernest.
They had some Billies.
You said that's
where I saw Ernest.
He said that's being kind. Yeah, we had that team was bad. That team was bad, yo. Like, it's not the same. So I can't wait because once you understand, once Colorado beats TCU opening night, me and Bam are firing this train up, and y'all gotta live with it.
I mean, if you really think about it, that it's not as hard as not as crazy as you think it is because.
It's not crazy.
How much Jackson State tape is TCU getting? What do they really know about Prime's how Prime runs his team?
They got the former
I know
head
they got
coach
the
at
tape,
Kent
but
State. Their
yeah.
OC, people don't realize their OC had Kent State putting up numbers. He's gonna be because he was the head coach.
That's crazy.
And they came to Colorado to beat a
Colorado doesn't have a lot of tape on TCU though, because they're replacing so much on that team.
And the problem is, you got to understand, you know how hard Colorado is going to be to scout as a team, because every single player is not enough tape on.
This game is ugly.
Jesus. Like, and you can't use any of the tape from last year to scout Colorado, because the tape from last year you don't know. So you're literally going to have to find tape on individual players to see what they're good at from whatever school they came from. They're going to be one of the hardest teams to scout in all the football.
If you want a breakout player for Colorado, it's Jimmy Horn Jr. That's who's going to be the breakout guy for them. They're going to be better early in the season, but they don't have the depth to play late in the season in November.
I don't really think Jimmy Horn. I don't even think Jimmy Horn is going to be breakout, because he was crazy at USF, bro. I think everybody's just going to be what's already there.
So what do you guys think their schedule's going to? What do you think?
They're winning 8+ games, 9-10 games.
Their ceiling is 6-6.
No, their ceiling is 10-11 wins, bro.
All right, hold up. Let me get
They play.
I want y'all to know. Colorado's going into the season with the expectations that they're going to go to the. Oh, hold on.
J-Rob, you send them up to fail right now, bro. I can't.
Nah, I'm being realistic. I'm being realistic.
So they play 5 ranked teams.
I'm off that Rado and catnip, bro. For real.
So
that's crazy.
This is the schedule. So they play at TCU. Then they play Nebraska at home. Then they play Colorado State at home. Then they go to Eugene and play Oregon. Then they play USC.
That back-to-back is crazy.
Then they go back and play USC. Then they play Arizona State in Tempe. Then they have to go play Stanford at home. Then they go play UCLA at the Rose Bowl. And they play Oregon State at home, Arizona at home, Washington State at home, and then they have to go play Utah and Salt Lake.
I don't know. They do have a hard schedule. Look,
if they're bowl eligible,
I had them getting 9 wins.
I think a lot of people are really giving Colorado too much praise. If they're bowl eligible, I think that's a great season.
They're a year away from being like an 8-4 team.
But the thing is, I just want to say this. This is my issue with how people talk about Colorado. Like Hunter just said, they're losing to Nebraska. How trash has Nebraska been?
Did they just lose their coach?
They got mad.
Like, you understand what I'm saying? You understand how does Nebraska get a nod to be a clear-cut winner?
Because they have more proven talent.
They've proven. What's been proven about Nebraska?
Matt Rule is not a proven
Matt Rule.
Jeff Sims is not at least a solid quarterback that has played at the Division I level that we've seen.
What was Jeff Sims doing at Georgia State or Georgia Tech?
I forgot about
that. Losing games. This is where y'all be losing me. That can't move the needle for a certain team. So Nebraska gets a pass because of their name. They've been dog shit for the last decade. I don't remember the last time Nebraska been good. I might have been.
Colorado.
Nebraska hasn't won a championship.
That's not true.
Colorado's the worst team in the Power 5 last year.
They were last year. But what I'm saying is, they literally we could say Juwan's my coach on BAM. When he was in college, when he graduated, what was that, 2017? They had came off the season before with a 10-win season in the Pac-12 championship. I ain't seen Nebraska nowhere for the last, I feel like 20 years. I was 6 years old, I think, the last time Nebraska been relevant. My whole point is, y'all be moving the goalposts. Y'all got standards for bums, but the fact that we got optimism from Colorado is crazy. Yes, they're the worst team in the FBS last year. I don't disagree with that fact, Tegan, at all. But so was TCU. They came into the year plus 5,000. The next year they were in the playoffs. We've seen teams turn their whole lives around multiple times, and y'all acting like it's crazy to say for it to be Colorado. And the only reason I think most people are saying it's crazy for Colorado is because of all the pop and circumstance that's come with the team.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing.
Nebraska's last national championship.
Because the difference between Colorado compared to any other team, any other time I've seen a coach get into a program, most times the coach has to take on the team he is given. Prime will be the first coach to come in and completely abuse the transfer portal to completely rehaul a roster to make it competitive at this level. This team will be an anomaly, and y'all are going to have to pay the piper when this team is out here competing right out the gate after me and Bama just been telling you it's not the same talent. These teams going to be crazy, and y'all you guys are going to
when all those coaches came out against Prime saying that he was abusing the portal, like he's legitimately just doing something.
But the only reason they're saying that is because they couldn't do it themselves. If they could have did it,
like random. When that boy made Nick Saban complain, that's how I knew he was.
Come on now.
And I'm just saying, like, I'm from Jackson, and if you see Jackson State's program and their facilities and everything that they had, it's nothing. It's like they didn't have they had to build a practice field when he got there because they did not have one, or they didn't have like a solid.
I thought Edry was crazy when he's complaining about Bethune-Cookman. Now look,
it's like so. My point is, he's got solid facilities. Way better facilities than what he had. Who's saying to stop him from being able to compete at this level? The biggest thing I don't like about it is people want to doubt Colorado because of how bad they were last season. And like J-Rob said, this is this is basically a brand new team.
Thank you.
So if they go out there and shock people, I'm just saying Deion has a shot. People are sleeping on Colorado because they think they're going to get whooped. But we've seen this happen before where not in the same format, but we've seen teams that have come out here and play, and no one thought they were going to be good, and they end up going to win the national championship. So I'm just saying we have to at least take it to the fact that Colorado, I'm not saying right now they're a national championship contender, but I'm saying they're how to put this? They're like an underdog. So I'm just saying I get, yes, they went 1-10. But what was the first thing? If y'all have seen the video of his first meeting with the team, what was the first thing he said? What was the first thing? What was the main thing he repeated in that thing? If you've seen it,
because I need dogs.
He said, "I'm coming."
And all my bags are Louis.
And I don't doubt Deion Sanders a bit. If he did all this in the transfer portal, just for them to go like 6-6, I would.
Yeah, I can't see that happening.
I can't see it
exactly.
Either. So I'm not saying that they're going to be a national championship team. I'm saying they are going to be a very good team, but it's not going to. They're not going to have a losing record. I think Deion's going to, with the talent they have, they're going to revolutionize the squad. And yeah,
hey, J-Rob, go ahead, call your bookie. Notre Dame just scored again.
Oh yeah, my bookie's gonna have to pay the piper right now, bro. That 20.5 was free.
Somebody in Vegas punching the air right now. Who said that 20.5? Somebody punching the air right now.
That 20.5 was free. But all right, enough college football. I cannot wait to go and watch these rest of these games after these last two shows. But I'm gonna get into it. It's NFL season coming up. There's one of my favorites is in here right now. Crazy trade was been made. I actually like it. I actually kind of like it, Cowboy. I know you're not happy about it, but it's been all over the news. Trey Lance, we've been talking about him all week, and he keeps talking about him. Trey Lance has been traded for a 4th-round draft pick at that. Actually, I thought he was going to go for a 6th or a 7th. 4th-round draft pick.
That they got a 4th after
the Cowboys. Cowboy, how do you feel about this trade, and what do you think this means for Trey Lance in his career?
I'll be honest, I was shocked when I saw the news because at first I didn't believe it, but I had to go back and my mouth dropped. And I think, I don't know.
Yeah, actually, it's crazy. No,
it's crazy.
Let Cowboy get it. Let Cowboy go. This is his squad. Like, you got Cowboys beat. You gotta let him. You gotta let him get in his bag real quick, Grant. This is gonna be a goodie.
Go ahead, man. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
This is what I'll say. If Trey Lance comes in and becomes Patrick Mahomes, I would love nothing more than that. But at the same time, how realistic is that? Not realistic at all. So my thing is this, right? I'm a guy that come draft season, I try to watch as many prospects as I possibly can. I value 4th-round picks. And my thing is this, right? There are a bunch of Cowboys fans that are coming at me that have never watched any type of tape on Trey Lance, never really watched this guy play because he doesn't have many reps in the league. I mean, when you see this guy, I understand why the Cowboys made this trade because the downside is you get rid of a 4th-round pick. Me personally, I'm not for that because the Cowboys have drafted pretty well in the 4th round.
Facts. They've been good in the draft.
And that's my thing, right? Like, I would rather just keep the 4th round pick and go get, a player in the 4th round than trade for a quarterback that couldn't beat out Darnold Duck in a quarterback competition, couldn't thrive in an offense that Brock Purdy thrived in. I don't know, man. I don't like this trade for them. I understand why people like it because he does have upside, but
a lot.
J-Rob,
you are getting technically. I think this is the way they're looking at. You're getting a 1st round talent for a 4th round price.
Yeah, that's also true too. I can see that point.
So it's because so basically you're saying, Cowboy, that you'd rather have whoever you get in the 4th round, whoever it is. I mean, if you were, let's say realistically, that person's going to be backing up whatever position he's in, right? And then you have a chance to, if you obviously everything goes right, you have a chance to legitimately secure your future. And maybe you're like, hey, Dak, I know we just paid you, but like Trey kind of balling in camp, deuces, bro. And then all of a sudden you still hop on it because the most valuable thing in the NFL is a rookie
winning
contract.
It's winning.
This one I know it's winning, but I'm saying
want a contract extension pretty soon.
But you're not going to give Trey Lance any kind of money, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing now, right?
That's a Dak.
Oh, Dak.
Here's the thing though, right? Like when Dak's contract is up, Trey Lance's rookie contract will be up. So that's something to take into consideration there.
Right.
After 5th-year option? Because they have the option to.
Oh, you still get the option. Yeah, you can opt in.
They still have the 5th year.
If they give him the 5th-year option, what's that though? Like $20 million?
Yeah, I don't know
that.
I don't know.
I
don't think
hasn't proved anything.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna pay him $20 million. But I will say this, Cowboy. I know you don't like it. And don't get me wrong. Me and Trey, when we were on By Any Means, me and Trey were very critical of Trey Lance's progression so far as a quarterback. But I also did say I do think it's become from a lack of reps. But what I do like about this trade, because I think, Cowboy, I gotta admit, I do think your man's Dak is on a bit of a hot seat these next 2 seasons to produce. I think him, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, pressure to produce this year is high for those guys. I think it's okay to look at him as like, let's groom this talent into maybe the heir apparent. Like, why not? You have nothing to lose. Why not take this talent who's probably crumbling mentally with the 49ers because his confidence is probably shot. So if Jerry Jones is one of those guys, if I'll say one thing about Jerry Jones, the players that love him. He will put his arm around you, make you one of his sons. That's the type of owner I will give to him. That's why Cowboy, that's why he's still in the office to this day, as old as he is. That's why he's still in the office. He loves his players. He really do.
And he gives guys chances. He definitely.
Bro, one of his players got a speeding ticket. He saw how fast he was going. He said it was a progress. It's progress from the last one. He did 98 the first time. He did 60-something this time. I'm seeing progress. But that's the type of guy he is. So I think a guy like Trey Lance, he sees the talent, and he's like, if I get him into a place where we're going to love on him and teach him, Coach McCarthy's won a Super Bowl before. He got some cachet to groom a young quarterback. And then you got a guy like Dak who's been the face of America's team.
Only time Aaron Rodgers ever won a Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken.
Only time. So, for real. No, Bama's talking.
Are you trying to say Aaron Rodgers is a McCarthy merchant?
He wanted to get that man up out of there. Ain't been close.
He did want to get that man back. So I think I look at this. If Trey Lance is ready to go for the slow grind, like him, Zach Wilson, embrace the process, go for the slow grind, because also Zach Wilson with the Jets was ridiculous as well. I
think it
was all ridiculous. It was all picks 2 and 3. I don't know, man. It was.
They might be in the best, maybe the best positions in the NFL right now. If you really think about it, Zach Wilson, you got nothing to lose as long as you're showing in practice. You're not going to ask for buku money when you're.
Bro, he's looked great in preseason. I don't want to lose.
You just relax right now. You got nothing to lose by absorbing all the talent. Cowboy, real quick, I want to say this to you. Also, think about the environment he's coming from. We talked about Fraud Watch a couple episodes ago. Kyle Shanahan's under pressure. Like, bro, they've definitely had enough chance at the pie, and they're looking like, I don't got time to keep nurturing you. Trey. I don't got time to do that. So yeah, they'll take a Sam Darnold. Sure,
breaking his ankle was the worst thing that could have happened to him.
Absolutely,
yeah,
because he might be one of the biggest losers from the pandemic itself. Because Lord knows he needed all those reps. That's the biggest thing.
He definitely needed them reps.
He needed all those reps.
Yes,
and that's kind of the problem, though, right? Like this is a guy who needs reps, and he's not going to get them.
At least be in a place where there's not that much pressure for him to play right away because you have an entrenched starter, and you work on him. Eventually, at some point, he will
Cowboy, play. I would have him take so many. The thing is, too, Cowboy, I think what they're gonna do, and I think you would agree with this, is he's going to take every set of backup reps, twos reps. He's gonna start pretty much all of their preseason next year.
On Cooper Rush.
I'm sleeping. He's gonna get so many. You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to put so many opportunities.
I don't know why Cooper Rush is still on the roster. If I'm
right, they're gonna put so many opportunities for him to just play football when he can, going into that next offseason. And, Cowboy, what I think could happen too, and which I would love, maybe they put in a goal line package for him. Run it in like Tebow. Run it in like Tebow. You know what I'm saying? Let him be your wildcat guy. Let him just go out there and just let him go out there and just get tackled. Let him
what he was his rookie year.
Yeah. But it'll be better because you'll be able to utilize his talent. You'll get the throw pass option with him. You'll be able to actually let him get some game time reps,
get some
even if it's in confidence as well. So I think it'll be good for him. I'm not. I know you're not happy about the move, Cowboy, but I'm happy for Trey. I got to admit, I'm happy for Trey.
Is this not a sign that they want to move off of Dak down the line?
Absolutely. So I think Dak.
I was going to ask that question too.
Yeah, not because it's Trey Lance. It doesn't have to be Trey Lance to replace it. It doesn't have to be Trey Lance. I think of it as, is this the mentality that the front office is looking at and thinking, we're going to bring a guy in and kind of put a little pressure on his shoulders. Like, you got someone over your shoulder waiting for any opportunity, not to mention Dak's been hurt 2 of the past 3 years. Are you going to have a guy that's on your shoulder? Obviously, Cooper Rush wasn't the guy that you're going to have worrying, but you have this high-profile talent behind you, and it doesn't have to be Trey Lance, but does the Cowboys look and say, hey, we haven't made the NFC Championship this upcoming season. Say that happens. Maybe you lose in the wild card and Dak misperforms, even though a lot of the interceptions last year was due to tips. Does the Cowboys front office, there's been rumors every draft cycle, it seems like, where there's always a rumor that they're looking at a quarterback. I remember Max Duggan this past one. Now, whether it was true or not, I just remembered there was multiple stories on it.
Yeah, that was ridiculous, though. They was bugging, though, Tegan.
Oh, it was ridiculous, but they even with Dak there's always been a story that they've looked into quarterbacks.
Right.
Do they feel like they're limited at a ceiling with Dak, especially if they have to pay him in a couple years? Right.
Because in that market, Tegan is only.
So I think. Go ahead, Cowboy.
This is what I'll say about that. So the problem is, they restructured Dak this past season. So next year he's going to get a $60 million cap hit. I don't think they want anything to do with that. So I think them restructuring Dak was ultimately a sign to me that they ultimately want to extend the guy. Look, like you said with Jerry Jones, these guys are his kids. You know what I'm saying? He will give even Jason Garrett, who was as mid as possible. He looked at him as a kid, and he gave him second, third, fourth, fifth chances. I just think that with that cap hit and with all the contracts coming up, they're probably going to have to extend Dak Prescott. And I mean, that I think, and here's the thing, if I'm Dak Prescott and I think I'm like that, I'm just speaking from his perspective. What I would do is I have all the leverage in the world, because at the same time, like, I understand what you're saying here, Tegan, but if he goes out there next season and balls, and let's just say, I'm just hypothetically speaking, if he goes out there and leads them to the Super Bowl, if I'm him, all right, Trevor Lawrence, you go get paid. I'm going to go get paid after Trevor Lawrence.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree that it could flip the other side of my hypothetical
in his favor.
The point of what I'm saying is more that they are putting Dak in this situation of, you got to do something. It could swing one way and it could swing the other. But the other way, basically a contract year for it because of the cap hit next year.
So,
but let me throw some in. Let me throw some in the mix too, because obviously Trey Lance. But let me just say this. Let's say Dak doesn't get it done. Let's say it looks bad. Could you? And I'm just asking you, Cowboy, real shit. Let's just say Dak get bombs, because I feel like I said, I think he has the most pressure. That cap hit is going to be crazy. I don't think they want to be in a situation where they have to pay him again big money if he doesn't produce this year. could you think the Cowboys could be in the Kyler Murray business as well? Because I think that's a domino. I think that's a domino that could be, and maybe not the Cowboys, but I gotta be honest with y'all. That's a domino in the landscape of the NFL.
His cap
hit is bad.
$60 million. It's
no. I know that, but what I'm really more so asking is, what teams could be in business for Kyler? Because teams are going to want Kyler because the Cardinals are going to stink. They might lose every game this year and be
Atlanta.
And Kyler Murray. Potentially they say Kyler Murray may not play, but Kyler Murray may not play this year. And people are getting traded now. Like somebody may trade for Kyler Murray right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm asking, what teams do y'all think could potentially be
in years?
Real quick, can I just?
He could come in on a good team and make them better.
Can I touch on something before I get into this? So last thing I'll say about the Trey Lance thing. This might sound crazy to say, but I think that the 4th round pick that they gave away was more valuable to them now than Trey Lance. And the reason why I say that is this, because when you're looking like, let's just say it's the middle of the season and a linebacker goes down. Okay, that 4th round pick could have came in handy because I could have traded that for a linebacker mid-season, but I don't have that pick because I decided to spend it on my 3rd quarterback who is getting, I think he counts $6 million against the cap. So that's another thing. That's another caveat to this that I wanted to put in there.
So hold on real quick. I had one last thing on Trey Lance as well. So Grant caught what I said, but the minute they traded for Trey, if I was Dak, I'm like, okay, there is a time limit now on me here. That's how I would take it. In a perfect world, obviously Dak figures it out. They win it all. They extend.
Click start.
Yeah. And then they win it all. They extend Dak and maybe like, hey, Cooper Rush has been real. And then you just keep Trey as a backup option. That's what I would do. And another way, if Dak doesn't work, and let's just say Trey, another way would be like Dak doesn't work, but then Trey shows tremendous strides because he's in a place where he doesn't have to play right away. There's not that much pressure on the coach themselves. Because I don't care how much the media says, hey, Mac McCarthy's on the hot seat. Like you said, Mr. Mid Garrett stayed there way longer than he should have.
My best Jason Garrett impression right here.
Yeah,
he's from my hometown too, Jason Garrett. He grew up.
Yeah, and I assume for Mike McCarthy, it's the same thing. He's gonna stay there until legitimately Jerry Jones finally is like, you know what, it's been Gucci. So I think another way they let Dak go, and then Trey maybe comes in, and then Trey comes in, and then they run that way. It's just the possibilities or the potential is so tantalizing. Like they're so tantalizing to Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy that they're like, okay, fine. We can't use our 1st round pick or 4th round pick for this year. We'll just trade next year's, and we'll trade a 4th. Oh, who knows? I like the potential that it's the price is not that steep. If I was Jerry Jones, I wouldn't have paid a 4th, but I get it. You can survive a 4th round pick being
middle of the pack though. If he's not great, if he's not horrible,
he's Kirk Cousins. He's Kirk Cousins with worse PR. That's who Dak is.
But then what do you do if you're the Cowboys? What do you do if he's middle of the pack?
Stay off the weed.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Kirk Cousins has incredible.
They're in the same tier of quarterback.
We should be working Kirk Cousins way more, but Kirk Cousins doesn't play for the Cowboys.
I'm gonna tell you why we don't give Kirk Cousins. We don't be violating Kirk Cousins as much as people should about his playoff or his primetime game failures. Well, because
it's a little overblown. It's
not overblown. It's expectations. It's expectations. It's expectations, bro. I'm just saying. No, I'm not trying to violate them. But I'm not trying to violate. Listen. I'm not trying to violate him. But all I'm saying is, people don't look at him as one of those guys. So if he comes up short, I don't think anybody looks at it like, oh my goodness. It's Kirk Cousins, so nobody cares. Like, it can be overblown in the sense of like people harp on it, but I don't think nobody really expects much from Kirk Cousins in terms of like playoff success, championships. Like, they don't. Like, I don't think
it's situational because if you put Kirk Cousins on the Cowboys, the expectation is going to be Super Bowl because it's the Cowboys.
It's the same thing.
That's
the same thing.
Yeah.
That could be. That's very true. It could be situational. It could be situational.
I think at some point in the draft,
but do you think Kirk Cousins would have made it this far as the coach of the Dallas Cowboys?
I don't even know if they win 10 games this past season with Kirk Cousins.
Stop.
They're the same.
They're the exact same quarterback to me.
Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Get it off. Get it off.
I have a question for you guys. Over the past 2 seasons, who has the most touchdowns versus the blitz?
Who, Dak, bro?
Dak and Patrick Mahomes have. Dak is very good against the blitz. And here's the thing. The Cowboys' offensive line this past year was not good. And I think that because Dak's ability to create and deal with pressure in the pocket, I think that was such a crucial part of their offense because of how weak their offensive line was this past season. And I think that one problem that Kirk Cousins has is that he's horrible when he's getting pressured. So because of that, I think that their offense would have taken a dip. I mean, it's true.
It's not true, because if that's the case, then he wouldn't be as good as he was last year. They wouldn't have won 11 one-score games last year, because if he was not good in the pocket, not good with the offense. The offensive line wasn't good.
They would have beaten a 9-win Giants team if he was
the offensive. That what you just said lacks so much context. The only reason why we beat the Vikings is because their defense sucks, and you know that. You just lacking mad context.
The defense was bad last year.
Yeah, we're not about to act like.
Did their offense put up 23 points against your defense?
Did he not play almost flawless that game? Yes or no?
And put up 23 points with that offense. They had a good offensive line last year.
No, they didn't. Why did you just lie?
Absolutely,
they didn't.
Right.
Marisol was good, but outside.
Yeah, that's the outside. Yeah,
that's the only person.
I don't know why you're trying to make it seem like the Cowboys' O-line isn't better than the Vikings. Easily.
I would say from a run blocking perspective, but not from pass blocking. I mean, the numbers prove it. I mean, they had their pass block win rate last year was not good.
So you mean to tell me? I'm actually again. I'm actually because you're using shit with no context again. Pass block win rate, you got to put context in that shit again. So I'm gonna ask you this one more time. You're really about to sit here and say that the Cowboys O-line and the Vikings is in the same tier?
I would say they're in the same tier, yeah. The Cowboys' offensive line wasn't good.
They weren't great this year, though, Trent. He's not wrong about that. He's not wrong about that.
But Trent, here's the thing, now. Hold up. Here's the thing.
They really weren't that good, though.
The Vikings weren't either at all. That's fact. And their defense was trash.
Talking about offense. And their defense was definitely trash, but they only put up as an offense 23 points that game.
Okay, what you're bringing up one game and you're putting Dak in you're putting Kirk in a situation. You're putting Kirk in a situation.
I need that old cowboy back. I need that old cowboy back.
Yeah, but you're putting Kirk in a situation when it's better than the Vikings.
You're
putting Kirk in a situation when it's better than the Vikings, and they have a way better defense. You're saying they're not winning 10 games.
Need that old cowboy back.
What are you talking about?
Are you trying to tell me that the Vikings don't have better surrounding pieces than Dallas?
I'm talking about everything, offense and defense, because we all know the Cowboys' defense washes the Vikings. Does it not?
Cowboys, absolutely, it does.
So you put Kirk in that situation. They're winning still 10 games. What the fuck? 10 games?
They do.
In the NFC East?
I don't think
from last year. Even though we had all weak schedules. The Eagles, Cowboys, we all had weak schedules. They're not winning 10 games?
But again, Trent, yeah, maybe 10 games. Maybe. I don't know. Here's the thing. I think that Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. I'm not one of these people that think that he's mid, but I'm just saying what his weakness is, he's not good under pressure. It's just a fact. And when you're getting so much... What metric do you have to prove that he was good under?
Okay, I think you're both defining.
All 22.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, hold on. I just want to make sure this real quick. Hold on, Cowboy. Like when you guys both say pressure, you guys are both talking about the same thing when you're talking like pass rush, right?
Yeah,
not like pressure.
Pass rush because yes.
Okay, just want to make sure.
The Vikings online was
because I'm thinking that he might be like, oh, pressure when he's starting like late game situations. Like that's not what he means.
Yeah, no.
I think we're both talking about just like.
Let me clear that up real quick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So him saying Kirk not winning 10 games and you think Kirk's a good quarterback, that doesn't make sense.
But at the same time, I want to go back to this Giants game now because I don't think that we necessarily finished this point. The Giants weren't a great team this past year. I know your dad coaches for the team, but they weren't a great team last year. I'm sorry to call it what it is.
That's a random stray.
Bro.
Yeah, I know.
I think he meant that like with all due respect.
Yeah,
like,
he
meant all due respect.
Yeah, I don't think he was talking about.
Nah, he just meant it as all due respect. Yeah.
Okay,
he meant it as like all due respect. I know you. He's like, I know you got ties to the team. Yeah.
But my thing is this: they lost at home last year to a Giants team that won 9 games. They put up 23 points as an offense on that 4th and 8. And here's the reason why I think Dak's a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins. Because all right, as a pocket passer, do you think Dak's as good as Kirk Cousins? Do you think like
Dak is a better pocket passer?
I think Dak is better in the pocket, actually.
Yeah, but I'm not arguing that who's better between each other. You saying they're not winning games.
I think they're in the same tier. They're both in the mid tier.
Because if you say Dak is better, cool. If you say Kirk is better, cool. I'm not arguing that. But
they both in the mid tier.
To go back to
can I interject real quick? I'm gonna say the other thing. You know how we're talking about Tegan was talking about situations and one guy's situation is different than the others. Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna tell you why I think Dak gets scrutinized more than most quarterbacks for real. Because I think deep down, everybody knows Dak has the ability. And I think that's why people criticize him more too, is because if I look at Dak, I don't think he doesn't have the tools in his toolbox to win a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So I think when he's bad, I think it always is a little bit worse because I know he has the talent. Now, do I think other quarterbacks need to get scrutinized some of the way Dak does? For sure, Josh Allen. But, you know, it doesn't go that way for certain guys, especially if you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? If you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, it's different.
It's different.
You know what it is?
You're supposed to cure the sick and heal the blind or whatever.
And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but the issue with Dak is he came in with a prime Zeke. They going crazy, they winning games, and then they keep losing the playoffs. And it's also he plays for the Cowboys, America's team.
He plays for the Cowboys. It's the Cowboys,
It's not a bad thing.
No, facts. No, I agree. And I want to know what I say through the early years of his career, like he definitely got helped out a lot by the pieces around him. And this is what
as every young quarterback should.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is my thing. And this is I said this in one of my or in one of the last times I was on here. Kellen Moore did great work with him, progressing him as a quarterback. Mm-hmm. But I think being a really good quarterback coach and being a good offensive coordinator are two different things.
Right.
So I think that like when you look at the work that Dak Prescott has done over the past 4 years, I think that just as a quarterback, forgetting all the stats, he's improved. He's improved in the pocket. I think he has a stronger arm. I think he's more accurate than he's ever been. And I agree with J-Rob. Like I think that he has all the tools, but I do agree with you guys when he has to finish. And I think he has the team this year where I'm looking at him like, yo, man, like if this team stays healthy and you guys fall short, like bro, I'm gonna be looking at you sideways.
No, facts.
Cowboy.
Hold on, random, real quick. Last question because we about to wrap up. We got about 4 minutes left because we got anime in 30 minutes. So I just want to get through these super chats real quick.
I got you.
I know they're playing Navy, but Notre Dame looks good, and Sam Hartman is looking like a guy.
Sam Hartman.
Sam Hartman. He might be. Hey, Trent. I bet them 20.5. I took the whole thing. I said they're going to win by.
Hey, can I get something off real quick?
Because I literally said, hold on, let me do my last super chat. I said if Sam Hartman couldn't beat Notre Dame by at least 21, there's no way you're beating USC or Ohio State this year. Go ahead, Cowboy.
Well, Sam Hartman, like it's interesting. Like when he goes into the draft next year, he might be one of these DTR types where he just comes in the NFL and shows out early. I mean, granted, DTR still has to do it during the regular season, but he has so many reps over his college career
that it's going to be hard to see him be bad in the league.
Yeah, facts.
I don't know how DTR fell. I still to this day, I always thought DTR good. I didn't think he'd fall to the to the 5th round. I know nothing about college football, but But I'll be locked in this year for my Dynasty Fantasy League. Which team should I hop on the bandwagon?
I mean, you could always just stay chalk.
Go with them Ohio State Buckeyes. But go with them Ohio State Buckeyes, man. There's really no better brand in football better than Ohio State.
I wish Bama was here. I felt to hear this.
Real quick, random. Nah, we're not rocking with that Sweet Home Alabama. That boy Tegan's about to go to the bars. It's Saturday in college. Yeah. He's about to go to the bars and have a little vibe.
Hey, don't let us catch you on the news, Tegan.
Hey, but first open field on a Saturday. We here all football season long. college football and NFL. If you're on open field, make sure you sharpen your sword because you need to know a little bit of college. You need to know a little bit of NFL because we're going to make sure that this year college football does not get left on the cracks this year. So if we got to bring college football to open field to make sure we're talking about it, we're going to make sure it getting this notoriety because this year in college football is about to be an absolute movie. This season is going to be an absolute movie. This is going to be one of those years. And the last year of the Pac-12, there's no better way for it to go. So with that being said, see you later, y'all. Peace.
See ya.
Take your light.
But take it.